And now, I talk back with Ray
I'm telling you, I couldn't make it up if I tried.
and Mandii.
You've got to be freaking kidding me. You know what? That's all I'm saying.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining I Talk Back with Ray and Mandii.
Hello.
I said Mandii this time because this is going to be a little bit twist on our show today. So what we're going to do is we're gonna stay with with our theme of like mainly dealing with relationships and that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is Amanda is going to be my guest. So Amanda's going to be my guest, and I'm going to be asking her questions about relationships. Now she has no idea what these questions are. I wouldn't let her see them ahead of time, and because I want to get like her like just true, honest response to them. So you're going to be on the interview today.
All right.
How do you feel about that?
Curious to know what your questions are because, you know, Rashawn and her questions.
It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited.
Let me get comfortable.
Get comfortable.
Let me get comfortable. Okay,
Get comfortable.
Okay, let's do this.
First of all, thank you for joining your show.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to jump right into these questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first question, do you believe in love at first sight? And then why or why not?
So, love at first sight.
Yes.
Well, everybody's first reaction to somebody is attraction.
Okay.
So when you see somebody that you're attracted to, you automatically want to get to know them, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the love that you have at first sight is based on appearance because you don't really know the person yet, right?
Would you call it love?
I don't think so. I would call it lust.
Okay, so you don't think love at first sight. You just think like there's an attraction there.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. No.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I could say I love certain things at first sight about you.
Well, okay. Certain things.
Certain things.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it just depends on the person and where they're going and what they do. Yeah, I got you.
I may really like other things.
That's what I'm saying. Look past some things because the other thing, no, we don't want to do all that. Come on now.
Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Tell me about some of the most important relationships in your life.
So the most important relationships. Everybody has relationships. The most important, I feel, is the one that you have with yourself. Because you need to make sure that you're comfortable with you. Because a lot of things that we think or do is based on other people. Because especially people pleasers.
Yeah.
If you're a people pleaser, you don't think about what you really want. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you really need to know yourself on a deeper level to know exactly the type of person that you're willing to be in a relationship with outside of yourself.
Mm. Do you think people should be like, you know how like opposites attract? Do you think people like opposites attract was like make like for a longer lasting relationship, or if you find people that are kind of more alike in what they're?
It depends on the compatibility.
Okay.
It depends on what people are willing to tolerate and not tolerate because nobody's perfect. Okay. And everybody's going to have their certain things that the other person doesn't really love, but it's not a deal breaker or it's not one that's non-negotiable.
Okay. So
you have to really figure out if this person is worth it. If you think that the closet analogy, do you want to have their stuff in your closet or not?
Yeah.
Like if their stuff is not in your closet, are you going to miss them?
Yeah.
And what are things like you really can sit down and do a pro and cons list.
For sure.
Like what is it that they have the traits that they have and the personality traits that they have that I love, and what are the things that I don't like? And you have to really look at that list and say the things that I don't like, is it really that bad that I'm willing to just cut this person out of my life because of?
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. That's when did you fall in love for the first time, and what was it like?
Whew.
Honestly. It doesn't have to be who you're married to. It could be the same person. But your very first time you fell in love.
Like honestly, like my serious honest answer is with Donnell, with my husband. And the reason I say that is because, and I don't know, maybe it was obsession, maybe it was infatuation, maybe it was just that he's the only person that I really felt like I connected to on a deeper level. But our relationship, it's just been, I just feel like it's a person that you bond with.
Okay.
Like, I feel like with me and him, it was just, our relationship was rocky. I met him when I was really young, but I feel like because we built the foundation of our relationship on a friendship first, I feel like that's really helped us. So when I first fell in love with him, is basically I knew that he was the one that I was like in love with, is when I literally one time, close your ears, people, if you're like not of age, when we were having sex, and it freaking made me want to cry because I loved him so much. And I was so happy that we were in that bond together.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what he was feeling. I'm sure I know what he was feeling, but it literally made me cry because because I loved him so much, and he's the only person I've ever had that feeling. Yeah. So that's why I was like, it has to be him.
That is so sweet.
I know, guys.
Okay, so my take on it is a little different.
Okay.
I do feel like, because so you're with, I know y'all fell in love early on,
right,
and like you've been with him forever.
Yeah.
I've like been married, divorced, and dated quite a bit, etc., and had, you know, engagements and whatever. But I do feel like the whole like falling in love for the first time, I think that I can only speak for myself, right? Because I think love changes. Oh yeah. Right, with relationships. So I've always kind of felt like when you first fall in love, it's an innocent love. Right. You don't even know why you love them. I just love them because I just feel like I just love them. Right. You know? But I think as you get old, like me, I'm 46 now. And so I think love over time changes.
It does. It takes
like
on a different shape.
Why you love someone. Yeah. Like
or what love even means to you.
Yeah.
Like the meaning of love can change.
It can change. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I would say like I don't believe I'll ever have that innocent love anymore. Oh no. When I meet a new guy and I'll fall in love, I don't think that it'd be more of a calculated love. And I don't know if that's good or bad. Well, but I think it won't be just that innocent.
Well, as we age, our needs are different and our wants are different, and what we will and won't tolerate are different. For sure. Because, you know, we've had all this wisdom behind us.
I can tell you exactly why I love him. Right. Whereas before I'm like, I just do. I don't know. Right. But like now,
like you just have that feeling.
I give you a list. Like I give you a list.
Yes, exactly.
Why I love this person now. Yeah.
You just feel that compatibility, and I'm a very, very big believer in energy transfers. Yes. And when you're around somebody, like the feeling you get around them. So there are going to be people that get you excited or make you happy to be around, that make you comfortable. Yeah. And you feel safe. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover or a partner. It could be just a friend, a family member. It could be anybody that you feel that. So you have to be very mindful of that feeling and not misconstrue it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Next question. What are some of your biggest challenges in your relationships?
Relationships meaning partner, anything.
It didn't say romantic but just like give me one for romantic
and one for friendship.
And give me one for like friendship.
Okay. So for the romantic one, the number one thing is communication. Like making sure that we're understanding each other. I think sometimes when we're talking, we kind of really have to like, did you mean this or did you mean that? Because if not, and I think one thing and it wasn't what he meant, then I'm going to have a completely different reaction to the conversation.
How long did it take y'all to get there though?
Whew. It probably took us, I mean, we've been together almost 30 years now. It probably took us like 19 years to get to that point, to where we were like, okay, like we really need to figure out how to communicate with each other. Because if we really want to be around each other and we don't want to like be with other people and like have each other out of each other's lives, like we really need to figure this out. Yeah. Like how are we going to communicate? So we communicate a whole lot better now. We have a lot less arguments and fights now than we've had before, because that's inevitable. You're going to have arguments and disagreements, but they're not as bad. Yeah, they're not as bad as they used to be.
A lot of it too, I know what I said, but what did you hear?
Exactly.
Right, because what I said is not what you heard. Because when you regurgitate it back to me, oh no, like it's completely different. So that's awesome.
Right. Yeah, and I can let you know that when we've had conversations and he'll tell me like what he heard and how he felt about it, instead of me getting mad because he's not understanding what I'm saying the way I'm saying it, I will tell him, like I will own it. Like I will take ownership and I'll say, no, I did not mean it like that. I'm so sorry you took it that way. because you have to be comfortable apologizing too. When the other person is hurt or not hearing you correctly, instead of automatically getting defensive and getting mad because they don't understand what you're saying, just own it. You know, like, okay, I'm sorry. No, I did not mean, like, I'm sorry that you took it that way, but that's not what I meant by it.
Got it.
Because that will not escalate any, you know, it's because basically at that point your conversation is going to be not productive.
Yeah.
If both of you are sitting there getting mad at each other, right?
And then you're like so focused on getting your point across, you're not even listening.
Exactly. At that point,
you're not even listening
right?
anymore.
Yeah. So it's pointless. So the communication with us, which has gotten better, but that was the number one challenge with us, is trying to figure out how to communicate with each other because we do want to be in each other's lives.
Awesome.
Now, as far as outside relationships go, I think the number one challenge is being around people that are negative. I don't want to waste my time with that because I don't live in negative spaces because I'm too busy for that. I got too much going on. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, I don't have time to be mad. I don't have time to be sad. I don't have time to not be in areas that aren't producing.
It's a transfer of energy. So
correct.
So before you know it, you're depressed and you don't even know why.
And then I can't get shit done.
You're like, I don't know why I'm sad. And you start doing the inventory of your life. Like,
yes, exactly.
Nothing's really going wrong in my life, but I'm sad and depressed and I don't know why. And so you've got somebody else's energy. Yeah.
And I don't have time for that. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, like, I don't cry. I don't allow myself to cry because to me it's a waste of time. Yeah. I don't have time to cry. Now, when I do get in my feels and I'm like, I need to release it because crying is good for you. It's healthy. I just don't have time for it because when I get in my feels, I can get depressed sometimes. And if I get in my feels too bad and I get depressed, then that could take me out for like a week.
It's hard to come
back.
Like
this past week, I was not productive. I didn't do anything this past week because last Thursday was my dad's birthday. And it just last week was just a week for me. And so I didn't do anything. I stopped posting on all socials. I stopped I hardly took phone calls. Like, I just had to be, you know, with myself. Yeah. Because
and I think that's
it was
healthy,
hard
though, for you to sit with yourself sometimes, because I think sometimes you have to sit with yourself in order to like deal with it. Because one thing I hate when people say is, "Oh, you'll be fine," or like, "No, I just need to give me a minute. Just give me a minute, and then I will be." Right. But I need my minute.
Yeah, but it goes back to what you were saying before too. Like, you'll disappear. You'll disappear.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that about me. So like. So it's a weird thing. It's so funny because Kwani texted me that yesterday. Cause I texted her. I said, "Hey, stranger," and she said, "I know you ain't calling me a stranger, miss. I check out from the world for a month at a time." But it's not that I intentionally check out. It
just happens.
It's that I have it's my priority list.
Yes.
And then I only have so much energy and bandwidth.
Exactly.
And in order for me, and I'm really big on mental health, hugely big on mental health.
Yes.
And so I have to be mindful of my mental health.
Oh yeah.
And if I can tell it's being tested or I'm going to go there, I will.
You'll just
retreat. And my friends know it. Like, the people that know me don't get offended. Right. They know, like, I'll come back around and just give Rashawn a minute. You know, she's good. Yes. But the people that don't know me will get offended by it. Right. I think I'm ignoring them. Right. Or it's like, no, I just don't have the bandwidth right now.
So I can tell you, I hadn't heard from Rashawn for like almost 2 weeks. And it's not like we text all the time or call all the time because we're both real busy. But there was one day, I don't know, I was feeling something and I was like, let me check in on her because I don't know. Like, I haven't heard from her. So I checked in on her. Why was she like, you must have known I'm stressed right now. But it's like I said, I'm not a psychic. I don't do all that, but I do feel energies, and I'm an empath by nature. So if I allow myself to take somebody else's like energy on, it can drain me. Yeah, for sure. And so I try to be very mindful of who I'm around because I know some people have more energy releasing than others. Yeah. So I just have to be more mindful.
You're an empath.
Mm-hmm. I am. I can take on other people's, like, I can feel what you're feeling. Yeah. And so, like, if there's something that's sitting heavy with you, I can feel it. Like, and I know when something's wrong, when something's going wrong. Okay. I just feel that energy. But I just knew, I don't know, I was like, let me check in on her because I ain't heard from her and she been mouse quiet. Let me see what's going on.
I was like, girl, look, you must have had a second sense. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So what do you feel about spending time with your friends? Like, do you like carve time out, or you just kind of like, well, that's not really that important to you, or?
Spending time with friends is important. It's important because you have to break up the monotony. You can't do the same thing over and over again every day because you will go crazy. There are people out there that are introverts, so they don't really care to be around other people, which is fine. But I feel like with them, instead of being around people or friends, they supplement it with like books or cooking. They put a hobby in there instead, right? Something that makes them happy. So to me, friendship is important because it's a connection, and that's what everybody thrives off of, are connections. And you can have a lover, a partner, wife, husband, whoever, but you still need that friendship too, because there are going to be times where you need somebody else to talk to, where you need somebody else to communicate with, somebody who has an unbiased opinion, somebody who you can just talk freely to. If you have a friend, I'm going to tell you this right now, if you have a friend that you can sit and chat with that is non-judgmental, that can tell you like it is, that has the way to talk to you without being like telling you, like not talking at you. Yes. That's a keeper. Like you need to cherish that friendship, because that friendship.
But also hold you accountable.
Yes.
Because you've done that to me.
Like
Amanda has no problem holding me accountable.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's deal with this.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Why are you like this? I'm like, I need to work on it.
Yes, because what happens is we don't talk to ourselves on deeper levels. Like we don't really ask ourselves those deep, thought-provoking questions to ourselves. We like to talk to other people and ask other people, and we make sure other people are okay, but we never really make sure that we're okay.
Yeah.
You know, so I will have conversations with myself like, okay, what is important today? Because I have so many things going on, I'm like, what is important for you to take care of today?
Yeah. So
you just need to have those conversations with yourself and like really find out who you are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good responses, Miss Pam. Okay, we're gonna get into some good ones. Okay. Do you believe? Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I don't even know what you're gonna say.
Okay.
But do you believe soulmates really exist? What do you think and why?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do believe in soulmates, and only because there are instances where you're connected, and you don't have to have just one soulmate. It's not just a single soulmate. I feel like
that was going to be my next. Do you think you have one soulmate, or
no?
Do you have,
I think you can have multiple, and I think they can all be different, because our souls aren't one tracked.
Okay.
Our souls just exist, right? And the way that you feel about certain things, you can make heavy and deep connections with people on different levels. It can be a friendship, it can be a partner, it could be, a lover, it could be anything. And it just depends on the connection that you two have together.
So I think when people say, because even with me, when I hear the word soulmate, I'm literally only thinking about the one romantic partner mate thing.
Right.
I never even thought about like soulmates as friendships.
Because I have a best friend. I have a best friend that I absolutely cherish, and I love her to death. She believes in a different party than I do, but she is the only person, I'm telling you this right now, she is the only person that I will watch or listen to or watch her post and stuff about it and not get offended by it. But other people that I don't know, if they post about it, I'm blocking you, I'm deleting it, because I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But I will tolerate hers. And that's not even toleration. I don't, it doesn't bother me. No, it doesn't bother me that she posts stuff like that.
Probably because you know the real person.
Exactly. And I love her to death, and I can't see my life without her.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like our souls are connected. She's one of my best friends, and I will never let her go. I don't care. And I will fight you. I will throat punch you behind her. And I cherish her. I'm very protective over her. But she's the only one that I will. So, like, I feel like our souls are connected. Like, I've known her since I was freaking, 13, turning 14. Yeah. We were in 9th grade when I met her.
I know that was
and like I'm saying, like, if Delilah, for whatever reason, was to go and start believing in things that you didn't believe in, that wouldn't bother you. You wouldn't care.
It wouldn't.
Y'all would have conversations about it and be adults about it.
Yeah.
And then have conversations we
definitely had difference of opinions.
Yeah, and then you guys,
because you and Delilah are a lot, like, as far as like y'all's relationship things, because she's been with her husband
forever.
Since, she was 15, I was 14.
Yes.
So I've known him as long as
almost me and Donna. Yeah, exactly.
And so there's some things that we just can't relate on, and that's okay.
Right.
Love her to death. She loves me to death. Love her family, like everything. But there's just some things that she doesn't understand certain things because she's never had to experience that, which is beautiful, and I love for her. It's just that's just not my reality. That doesn't make our friendship any less.
Right.
It just means that we just have different points of view.
Absolutely.
About
Absolutely.
things,
Yeah. And then when you get to a point like me and my best friend that I was just talking about, we've had conversations where we've had disagreements, and we have told each other, and I told her, you know, hey, you know, I understand that you have a different view than I do, and we're just never going to see eye to eye on this. So maybe we just need to agree to disagree and then just move on and then just not talk about this subject later.
Yeah.
And we both said, okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah, exactly, because it's a respect. It's respect, right?
Awesome. Yeah, I've never thought about soulmates with regards to friendship, to be honest.
But with a lover too, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can have a soulmate with somebody because, like I said, it's just your souls connecting.
Can you miss them?
Like,
can you just like not like you cross paths?
Could there have been a miss?
Or you break up?
Yes.
And your souls just lost forever?
Yes, because you're not really,
gosh.
because you're not paying attention. You're not paying
attention. You're
attention.
going to be like, you feel like, so if you break up with your soulmate for whatever reason, do you feel like you're always going to, ooh, this is good because I'm just thinking about this right now? Where no matter what relationship you end up in, you're always going to feel a wanting, a need that's not being met.
Yes, and your mind's always going to go back to them.
Always going to go back to them.
Yes, because you're always thinking about them. Like, and because you also have to, like I said, make the list of what you do and don't like about them. Because at the end of the day, relationships can run its course. And so you have to decide whether you want to stay in that relationship. And if you really, I mean, love, like I said, people see love differently. You can see love as one way. Some people don't even marry for love.
Yeah.
You know, so it just depends on the person. But at the end of the day, you really have to ask yourself, like, if this person was not in my life, would I be okay without them? When you first separate, it's going to be hard, right? Because you go through the whole grieving cycles, right? You go through the whole grieving phases. But there are some things that you leave a partner for that wasn't even really that serious. Yeah. So
it's funny you say that question because whenever I was dating someone, we quit talking. Then he was very persistent, which I love. He was very persistent, like pursued me for months and months and months. And that was like one of the questions he asked me was, if you can walk away from this and never think about me again, and not wonder what we could have been, and not just like feel like something is missing. If you tell me yes, I will never text you again.
Exactly.
And I will leave you. I will not be happy about it, but I will walk away and let you be. And he said, but if you cannot, please give me another chance. And I was like, well, since you put it that way.
Which I was like, well, shit. Okay,
fine. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So like, it was like, and that's literally what he asked me was, if you could walk away from this and not ever think about it, like not wish, not wonder, not feel like something was missing, I will never text you again.
Thank you for tuning into I Talk Back with Rae and Mandii. Please hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated on future podcasts.